Welcome, future millionaires, to another tintillating, scintillating, pizza-popping episode of Personal Finance with Professor X. Last episode, we talked about how to calculate your net worth and what that means for you. Today, we're going to talk about 3 really important factors that can impact your income.
It seems like all the old people have all the money.
Well, you guys get to all the pizza and we can't eat it, because if we do, we get really upset tummies. So you have all the pizza and we have all the money, so there. But she's right, she's absolutely right. Generally speaking, the older you are, the more money you make, right? An 18-year-old is gonna make much less typically than a 40-year-old, right? Like me. So age is a huge determinant of your income, right? The older you get, the more you make. Until we get to the age of about 60, 65, and then people start to retire and they leave the workforce and they don't make as much money anymore.
Okay, so old people get all the money, young people eat all the pizza. Got it. What else affects our income?
Well, you know, as kind of difficult as it is to talk about, your gender, it plays a really big role in your income. You know, here in the US, for equivalent jobs, for the same job, you know, a man usually makes, for every dollar a man makes, a woman usually makes around 80 cents. You know, the good news is that number's better than it used to be. Like in the 50s, it was like 50 cents on the dollar. I know, it's really horrible. But one thing to keep in mind about why that is, when men and women enter the workforce and they're going into similar jobs, they usually make similar amounts of money. Where things start to, you know, kind of diverge or go in the wrong direction is when a woman becomes a mother or a parent, right? And I think that really speaks to, you know, us as a society and a nation needing to make sure that, you know, men play a larger role in taking care of kids.
Okay, they're still working on that.
And we still got a lot of work to do on that, absolutely. But, you know, gender does play a big role in how much money you make. But, you know, the third thing that we do have, you know, generally have a little bit more control over is education. You know, all things equal, the more educated you are, the more money you make. You know, if you're a high school dropout, you can make it's really hard to make a lot of money if you haven't finished high school, right? And the more college you get and into graduate degrees and professional degrees, the more money you make. And especially, you know, people with professional degrees like lawyers and doctors and pharmacists, all things equal, they generally tend to make a lot more money.
And it helps to study STEM majors in college, like engineering, math, and science.
Or business. That's not a STEM major, but business is a good degree to you know, I was an accountant. But so the 3 things, you know, we've talked about age, we've talked about gender, and we talked about education. And so all 3 of those things are really important in determining your net income. And so thanks a lot for joining the class today. I hope it was enlightening and eye-opening, or eye-rolling in your case.
It was cool.
But so if you wanna bring home the bacon someday, you know, get yourself educated and get a little older. Get some gray hairs in there. That'll help you out too, right?
Yes, and become a man.
If you have any questions, thanks for coming with us today. Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey. If you have any things that have impacted your income that you'd like to talk about, leave a comment below. And if you have things that you'd like to see us cover in Personal Finance with Professor X, also leave a comment below. We're gonna need to redo the segue here.
Yes.
Yeah, let's